Hi lovelies and welcome back. So happy that you could join me and I'm so happy to be back. I took 2 weeks off to study for my exams and I really put it into my mind that I would come back with a different energy. If it seems like I'm crying, it's because the sun sometimes hits a very specific point in my eye and my eyes waterfall. But I took the time off to study and I came back and I was basically posting videos every single day. And I realized that the videos that I was posting were a little bit random. So I came back with a more thought out video. I even wrote down a few things that I want to talk about. And I'm very excited to see how this video is going to go. I did have a little bit of a crash out right before starting this video, but I guess that's all part of life, and I'm flowing and integrating, and everything's gonna be perfectly fine. So, the thing I want to talk about today with you guys is how connections impact us. Right before I took my little break, I posted a video that was more of a little bit of a rant of things that friends have done that I thought was completely absurd in the past, but I don't want to have anything out there on the internet that is basically talking about and exposing behaviors of people that are not in my life anymore for those specific reasons. So I didn't want to bring the negativity, but I did want to talk about that topic of shining a light on things that shouldn't be accepted and the type of friends that shouldn't be cultivated and understanding how to walk away, when to walk away, and the power that you hold when you walk away. I was really trying to ponder on this topic when I realized that energy can be very much seen as a currency. And it might be one of the most precious things that we have along with our time. And in friendships, the thing that we most exchange with that person is our time and our energy. Two things that are extremely precious. Time we don't get back, energy we can cultivate, but cultivating the wrong friendships can come to the detriment of our mental, physical, and overall health. A lot of people don't realize this. I feel like when we grow up and we're teenagers and we're flowing through life, we don't realize the impact that the people that are around us have. And the other day I was having dinner with my parents and there was a group of 11-year-olds, so maybe 10, 13-year-olds or something. I don't really know exactly what age they were. And I noticed something upon the girls that they were all wearing the exact same shirt. It was a white tank top and a variation of the same pants. That they're basically joggers. What's the right word for that? Sweatpants. And they were wearing the same type in different colors. And one of them was wearing a different, and they were all wearing the same shoes. They had the same hair. And I used to do the exact same thing with my friends when we were teenagers. We used to always coordinate outfits and always be really in tune with what we were wearing the same things, saying the same things. Because for a long time of our life, especially the younger years, we just want to fit in and be accepted. And we value our friends sometimes even above our family because our family is kind of like a given. Our friends are like the family that we choose when we're in our adolescence, and it's really special to be chosen by someone and to have someone want to spend time with you and admire you and want to be your friend. And that's really lovely. Friendships are so lovely. Today, I can proudly say I have the most amazing friendships and friends that really nurture, heal my soul, and that celebrate me as I celebrate them, and we can go out into the world and enjoy and have the best time. But I have to be honest, there was a period of my life, I think, of 2 to 3 years, that I chose to walk away from all of the friendships that I thought that weren't serving me. And this included some of the friendships that are my best friends nowadays. there was periods of time that we weren't even talking. Obviously, the love I had for them was always within, and I cultivated that affection. But they weren't in my current life. I didn't see them. I didn't even talk to them, or not even hang out with them. And I think that's something that I want to talk to you guys about: the power of detaching. All the friends that came back into my life after I took the time to focus on me, heal my wounds, and understand what I desired moving forward in friendships, they were friendships that were completely and utterly meant to be in my life, and at no point did they stop being there. I didn't see them or talk to them, but the love remained, and we realigned in a moment in time where we were more in tune with each other than before. And it's funny because friendships throughout your life, you go through various phases. And it's funny because me and these friends, we were at a similar phase. Then we separated and we each went in our own way. And then we aligned when we were in a similar phase again. And then again. And then again. And it just kept happening. A realigning of energies when we were evolving. And a retreat sometimes when we need to go within, focus on us, and heal, which is perfectly natural. But it's not something that we see as natural, especially when we're younger. And I think it's really important to know it's something that when I realized, it pretty much shook me to the core that it's okay to walk away. The point in life is not to have the most amount of friends, and yes, to have the most high quality relationships. I think that goes hand in hand with what I was thinking about with my videos, that I don't want to put out just 1,000 videos. I want to put out high quality, thought out videos. And you can have like a million friends, not high quality relationships. And when you're sitting in a hospital bed, really needing someone, or when you're broke and you need to crash on somebody's couch, none of them will be there for you. But you can have a group of 4 friends that truly care about you, that will all be there for you. You can spend 1 week of the month in each of their couches, and they'll take care of you and nurse you back to health and support you. They'll cry when you cry and smile when you smile and really be applauding you throughout your victories. I've had friends throughout my life that when I told them something positive that was happening in my life, it seemed like I was shooting them in the foot. And it seemed like they could leave my house after me telling them and go to their house to cry about it. It was like my victories were their failures, and my failures were their victories. I've had friends that have treated me poorly in front of others and made me feel bad, made me feel sad, did things that were purposely hurt me. I've had friends that have literally hurt every single one of the people in the friend group. And for some crazy reason, people keep being friends with them and they keep hurting the people. I think there comes a point in our life when we have to understand when it's time to walk away, when it's time to understand that sometimes choosing those people is not choosing ourselves, and you might not want to position yourself to hurt that person. You might not want to walk away because you don't want to hurt them. But when the people are mistreating you, disrespecting you, and actively causing you emotional or physical harm, by choosing to not hurt them, you're actively choosing to hurt yourself. When I realized this, I really stopped to think and I realized that we're the main characters of our universe. Because we're alive, we are in this body, and it's our life. So we're the main character of our movie. And we have to choose to take care of ourselves because everybody else is basically living their lives in their own movie and taking care of themselves. So if we're here wanting to be like the I don't know, the sideline character, in all of these people's movies and cater to them and their needs, what about our movie? What about our needs? What about how we're feeling? I feel like if we want to be high value people with high value relationships, we have to care, love, and respect ourselves, take care of ourselves, remove ourselves from situations where we're being mistreated, undervalued, treated poorly. Not because we hate them and they're horrible people. People have their own issues. And it is true, hurt people do hurt people, but you don't have to stick around for them to hurt you. I think one thing is like family members. Okay, that's like a lot goes into family members, but friendships, you choose them. And it's a choice. If you're choosing to stay friends with someone that is treating you poorly, you're making that choice. And you can unchoose it. You can choose yourself. I once read a quote, which I think is pretty interesting, that we're the sum. Obviously, we have like our soul and all of like our nature aspect, all that we carry as a beautiful divine being. But there's also like the nurture aspect. And I read a quote that is like, you're the mixture of like the five most important people and most relevant people in your life. And I can happily say that it's my family. But the five most important people in my life are most definitely my family members. And I admire them very much. And I would be very proud to be a mixture of them. I know that they have their downfalls, each one of them, but I would love to be just a little bit of each of them. I think they have the most beautiful qualities. And I think that's a good reflection. If someone told you that you're a mixture of the five people that you're most friends with right now, would you be happy? Would you be proud? Or would you feel a little bit uneasy about it? And I think it's important to kind of take accountability and realize that every exchange that we have with someone, it's basically an energetic exchange. And it's kind of like if we were both crystals. When you enter someone's auric field and you're talking, conversing, hugging, when you invite someone into your space or you enter their space, there's an energetic exchange that is happening. And it's kind of palpable. If you syntonize, I don't know if that's the right word, but if you connect to the frequency, and if you're very familiar with your own frequency and familiar with the person's, you can understand where the crossover lies. And it's kind of like energetic. When you hold a crystal, if you're feeling kind of down and down in the outs and kind of sad, and you get a crystal that has energetic frequency of like vibrance, purity, like energy. They all have energy, right? But kind of like that vibrance and like that willpower and like that force. And you hold it a little bit, the frequencies will start aligning. I think naturally the crystal will donate some of its energy to you. It's kind of like that thing in physics or like chemistry, I don't know, that there's like a negative atom and then there's like the positive atom, and the one that has like, I don't know, honestly, like that kind of subject is not really for me, but I think if you know, you know. And it's kind of like that. Like, do you want to be exchanging your energy with these people? Are they bringing good energy and good vibes into your life? Or are they draining you and making you feel depleted? I don't know how. It's basically like when you decide to keep someone in your life that isn't loving you and pouring into you and bringing positivity into your life, you're basically affirming to the universe that whatever that person is bringing into your life, you enjoy and you want more of because you're keeping them around. And that's what the universe understands. It's basically like, yeah, like, okay, they're liking that, I'll send more of that. We don't attract what we want, we attract what we are. And sometimes instead of letting people go and realizing when it's time to walk away, when our cycles have ended and closed and a new cycle is ready to begin, we hold so closely onto the past cycle that we waste all our energy and we don't have strength to gather up our things and excitingly walk on that journey. Because I know for a fact if that friend is meant to be with you on your journey, they will never be misplaced. And they'll find you again and again and again in a new energy, in a new location, with a new age, sometimes a new family, and everything will work out exactly as it should. You have to be, I feel like it's important for us to be very aware of codependency and attachments in relationships, realizing when we're dependent of someone and when it's causing us to feel imbalanced and sad and frustrated. I know that it's easier said than done. I have one friendship in my life currently that I understand everything that's happening, the projections, why she treats me the way she treats me, why she says the things she says, even though they're hurtful and mean and pretty much nasty things. I know. Hopefully, we haven't all been there, but maybe you have been there also, of having a friend that projects all of her trauma and shit onto you. And as much as we can try to be empaths and realize where she's coming from, why she said that, where she's repeating that quote or phrase from, who in her life said that to her, why she's saying that to me, and the triggers that are making her act out, it's important to realize that you're not someone's trash bag. You're not just a trash can for someone to throw all their trash into. You're a human being with emotions and energy and all that dense negative energy that that person is throwing onto you. You can obviously recycle and transmute it, but sometimes it's not your job. And it's important to know when to walk away. And trust me, don't be scared to walk in solitude. Amazing people will find you on that path. And don't be scared to be alone. Don't be scared to be friendless, as many people say. And I think what I want to close out the message with is I think one of the most significant and beautiful things that have happened in my life currently is I've become my own best friend. As much as I have the most beautiful friends that I meet up with and talk to on a weekly basis, I've realized that the one unshakable variable of my movie is me. And as the seasons pass and the characters change, I'm still here. The one thing that will remain throughout this whole journey, throughout the whole series, and I have to learn that that might be one of the most beautiful parts of the journey. And to take my hand and to walk with me, enjoying my company and enjoying my life, romanticizing the little things, living alone in my little apartment, taking myself out on little dates, going for mental health walks with my dog, waking up to watch the sunrise while listening to music, and just enjoying my life because it's my life. It's no one else's life, and sometimes I feel like we think that we need someone, a boyfriend, a friend, a sister, a mom, to accompany us throughout our lives to do specific things that sometimes we don't feel empowered enough to go and just enjoy our life by ourselves. But I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions. Life is so beautiful when you realize that you're your own best company. and that actually nobody cares, and you can go out into the world and enjoy your life, you and you, and be the best main character ever. Think of it like if there's people cheering you on. I saw a quote last week that was like, if your life was a series, what would people be screaming at the screen for you to do right now? I always say it, but quit that job, leave that boyfriend, start that job, get that new boyfriend, leave that toxic friend that is being super rude to you, and enjoy your life more. It's now or never, I guess. And it's time to start romanticizing your journey, leaving the people that don't love you behind, and opening room for people that will love you and treat you like the goddess and the god that you are. I love you. Thank you for joining me. I'm so happy that you're here, and I hope that you can stick around and subscribe in this new journey of my channel. I love you. I'll see you soon. Bye.